Security cameras are meant to record things. And when we're talking about AI security cameras, it's a whole different world. Because these cameras, they're meant to understand what they see. So we're not talking about just face detection, car detection. It's facial recognition. It's car recognition. So when you install an AI camera in front of your business, in front of your home, you're not just seeing a red car. You're seeing a red SUV with a New York license plate. And all of this information is for you to use to save some time. Because when there's an incident, the last thing you want to do is go through the timeline, find the information, and wasting a bunch of hours to find one event. AI makes it easy. And you know it. I mean, AI is everywhere right now. You have it on your phone, you have it as a tool for searching different information, and again, it makes us more efficient. And this is true for AI cameras as well. But today it's not just about AI cameras, it's about the best AI cameras on the market. Because there are so many out there, what makes a good AI camera? And this is what we'll cover today. All right, let's get to it. All right, so to understand the best AI security cameras, we kind of analyze what you were looking for. So first off is about reducing the amount of false alarm. So this is a real thing, right? The fatigue of notification. You receive a bunch of notifications, so then you have to filter them out and you're not really sure which event is really relevant. Was it just the rain, the snow, a pet? But having a reduced false alarm, so using good AI technology, can improve that situation. Next would be about the hardware, because all the incidents are about details, having the most relevant details you can have on your screen that comes from the camera. And think about it, if you're using a 2 megapixel camera that has AI, well, what you see on the screen is what the camera sees as well. So if you're not able to see the license plate, well, you won't be able to see it on the camera either. So it's not able to capture the information for you to use. So using a high resolution camera, so we're talking 4K, 5 megapixel, is essential when we're talking about AI. Don't get a low budget AI camera that doesn't do a good recording. Not only that, but having a good nighttime color. Same situation. So when it's dark, if you have only IR, the image becomes black and white. So you're not able to capture the essential things that you see on the screen. If, for example, someone comes to your business, he has a red shirt, how can I know? Because it's using IR technology, so infrared, rather than nighttime color. And the last thing for us that is really important is the interface you're using. This is a daily tool. You will be using this interface every day to monitor a situation. If it's not user-friendly, if you're trying to find how to search for an event, how to search for a person, a vehicle, well, you're again wasting time. So making it easy with icons and well placed on your screen for you to use and navigate, again, makes your job easier. Now, this is what we looked at for these 5 different cameras. We have even more that we'll discuss a little bit later, but let's get going and start with the demos. We're starting the best security cameras with Verkada CB62-E. So this is a Bullet 4K cameras with a 3x optical zoom. It is a motorized lens, so it's able to zoom in and zoom out without losing any kind of resolution. And now in this demo, so we did a lot of testing with all the cameras we were about to see. We'll go through some playback that we did so you can actually see the interface and understand how it works. So let's get started with the CB62-E from Verkada. So here on the Verkada interface, as you can see, the UI is pretty clean. And what I wanted to show you is the show paths. So all the cameras we did are unique, but I really like from Verkada what you can see here. So when there is movement on the screen, you actually see on the thumbnail where it's coming from and the subjects. Here's I have 2 people. We can see with the arrow they were going left. Here I have 2 other people, but again, going in different directions, but I'm able to see this. Even if the person is doing something weird, so here we have a little swirl, he's not really going left, he's actually going to the right. And this helps you understand globally what's happening on the first hand. So just by seeing the thumbnail, you understand where the person was coming from. And this can be really helpful when you're assessing a situation. So you can navigate through different cameras to cover all the angles. But now, If you want to see and more clearly a person, you can actually go to the left and click on person, so people. So click on people, you have different thumbnails that appear, and you're able to click and understand the action. So if I click on this guy, as you can see on the timeline, you have a blue block. As soon as my line hit the blue block, well, the event is triggered. And as you can see here, I'm in purple, and when I go on me, I have an arrow that is drawn out. And when I click, so this is what Verkada called the history player search. It will do a search for a subject, so looking at my face, to see me in different situations. So if I came from the left, if I was dropped by a car, and it will find me in all those situations right here. If I'm not there, well, you will not see additional footage, but you can actually create a subject timeline, so by adding tag or a name for the person of interest. Another nice feature I wanted to show you is when you go back on the camera itself, and this is really neat. So on the right side of the camera, you can apply filters. So we know line crossing, we know the motion search grid, but the live face blur, as you can see here, as soon as I click, the person gets blurred for privacy. So instantly, you're able to give privacy to the camera. So depending on where you install this can be a really helpful tool to use in many situations. So this is again a nice feature, but going back to people, I wanted to show you how you can find some people, right? So as you can see on the top, you have a search. So for people of interest or even tags, if you want any time, sites or camera. And this is also true with vehicles. So if I go in vehicles, I have some here. I can find vehicles by any color, any type, any time. And also I can search by license plate, by any state in the US. So I can have an exact match, enter the license plate here, and the car would pull up. Again, making it easy to understand what's going on. If I go down, I have also the analytics. So this is something I can configure to understand different traffic. So foot traffic, occupancy, again, helping you, giving you a better picture of what's happening to be able to secure a space, understand it, and the goal from this is actually to prevent crime. So the more you understand, the more data you have, the more you will be able to prevent anything from happening. So for me, the interface for Verkada is very intuitive. As you can see, as soon as you enter the live camera, you have on the right side some elements you can trigger directly, as I shown the live face blur. But right at the bottom, you also have all the thumbnails that are easy to find. You can search for people, their car. So it's just, again, intuitive, easy to navigate. It's not clustered with a lot of information, and it gives you lots of information on the first hand. And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about best AI camera. They give you more than what you ask for. So a camera, so this kind of hardware that you have here, well, maybe you don't need to have two cameras to cover the same place. Maybe just this one will do the trick because of all the analytics it has on the edge. And these AI features are available across all Verkada cameras via their cloud-based common platform. And now, if you're interested about different cameras and different solutions from Verkada, I suggest visiting their website at verkada.com. They have a ton of information, tons of documents, and they're really responsive if you need any kind of help. Now we're gonna jump to the other demo. Next, we're looking at the AI Pro from Ubiquiti. So this is from their Unify Protect line. So this camera is a 4K camera with a 3x optical zoom. It is IP65 rated, so really good for outdoor protection. And now, as we did with Verkada, we're gonna jump into the demo. So we did also a playback to see what this can record. So as you can see, the interface is already different from what we've just seen here. We have the confidence level, so we can put a confidence level for the person, the vehicle. On the top right, well, we can trigger different action on our camera. So if I want to detect face, person, vehicle type, color, and so on. But what I wanted to show you here is the find anything. As I wanted to discuss, we're looking at unique things that define the best AI security cameras. Here, we can find vehicles by their color and also by their type. So if I click on bike, only bike will appear on my screen. And this is also true if I click on truck. So clicking on truck, as you can see, I have multiple trucks that show up here. And I have also a vehicle heat map to understand the traffic direction. In that case, the red dot is looking at the parked car. So they're not really moving. That's why it's red over here. When we're going into person, here, we wanted to showcase the nighttime color. So what does that mean? So going down, you see a lot of people. And here it was starting to get dark. So it is 8 p.m. You click on that person, and as you can see, he has a yellow bag. So using an IR camera, so with infrared, you wouldn't be able to tell he has a yellow bag because it would be a black and white picture. And this is also true with this woman, so having a yellow jacket. And again, as we mentioned, this is all about saving time. When there is an incident, you need to be able to understand the situation, to report this incident, and be able to give it to the police so they can assess the situation quickly. And now, if we go back in this interface from Unify, as you can see, you have a lot of detection possible, so also animals and also audio detection. When you go into playback, you have different icons to showcase the different types of detection, again, making it really intuitive for you to use. And guys, I cannot mention this enough. Having a good user-friendly interface is so important. It's all about efficiency. As you can see here, I clicked on vehicle, I wanted to find a bike, click on one button, all my bike appeared on my screen. I can see the heat map, so I understand where there's the most traffic, the most action. So again, using the AI Pro right here, easy user interface, easy to connect, easy to find the information through icons. It's just, again, what makes the best AI camera and what everything has in common in that list is those kinds of tools. And now, jumping on our third demo to understand better what makes a best AI camera. Next, we're looking at Ajax systems, and this one is different. We're looking at the TurretCam. So this is an 8 megapixel with 2.8 millimeter lens. And Ajax, yes, they're known for their alarms, but since a couple of years now, they have introduced their video surveillance platform with these cameras. And guys, this will be different because instead of using the regular platform that we have on desktop, so a VMS, a video management software, we'll use the mobile app because I feel it really shows how Ajax do things to make things efficient. Again, this word will come up a lot in this video because this is all about. So we'll jump in my phone view so you can actually see for yourself how you can find different events using the Ajax Systems camera. So Ajax has, yes, a platform, but I wanted to show the mobile app because it's so well done. As you can see straight away from the timeline, you have these blocks with icons that says to you what the camera has actually detected. So going here, as soon as the bar crosses the blue block, there is the action detected. So I have a people on my screen right here. Same thing going to the next block. So I have a person entering my screen there. And all of this, well, it can be filtered. So I can look for human, pet, vehicle, motion. And in that case, I wanted to show you different types of vehicle because I think it's another thing that is so important is about accuracy when we're discussing false alarms. So being able to really see what's going on. So if I go all the way back on the timeline, as you can see, it's instant. Like all the information just travel by, no delay. And here it catches the car on the corner of my screen. So it's not like the car was big in the middle, like straight on the corner, it's actually able to catch it and I'm able to find the information, all from my mobile phone, which make it really, really easy to use. And again, I can do that using also the calendar, so changing date, navigating through this, looking at different filter scenarios that I can use, so even scenario execution using my alarms, and it gives you all the information you need to, again, assess the situation. And when I mention about scenario execution, well, that means that if your sensor is triggered, so from your alarm intrusion, the camera can be activated and record what's happening. So they work together. They're part of the same ecosystem. And if you want to dive deeper on the Ajax camera and these different sensors, we have a ton of reviews on our channel, one covering this camera specifically, so doing live footage and showing the configuration of this camera to make it best of the best. But now, again, guys, new demo because there's so much to see when we're talking about AI. So we're gonna look at Milesight. So this one is the AI Pro Bullet Plus, and this is a pretty unique camera because it is a server at the same time. It's 4K and it has great low light illumination. So when we're talking about nighttime color, this is what we're talking about. So this camera, even if it's completely dark, you would still be able to see and catch any color on your screen. And now going into the demo, we're going to show you different aspects of what AI can do. So it's, again, as I mentioned, different from the others. They all have the same idea behind them, but they have a different interface and they can do different things. And in that case, we want to show how it can be flexible. So this is something also you need when installing an AI camera, to be able to change if the environment asks so. So if you're covering a parking lot, if you're covering the front entrance of a building, so this camera can do it all. And now we're jumping to the demo to show you what I'm talking about. As you can see here, it is a traditional motion detection zone. So you draw something on your screen, you select a color, and any type of action that happens here will trigger an alarm. But in that case, it's an advanced motion detection, which means that you can choose a detection object. So in that case, you have human or vehicle, and I can create multiple. So I can create a corridor for only humans, a corridor for only vehicles, and it's also true if I'm looking at line crossing. So I can draw my line, decide from which side I want the alarm to be triggered, and for which object. This is what I mean by being flexible, is that with one camera, you're able to do multiple different detection at the same time. So for humans or for vehicles. And you can do that for loitering, object left, and a different of other applications. All right, so on the timeline, as you can see, it's already different. You have the timeline below with yellow boxes. And what I wanted to show is the abandoned object. So I have two boxes, one when the object appeared and one when the object disappeared. So being able to position these different zones, I'm able to assess the situation better. Flexibility is really important when talking about security because, again, this camera, I have a zone that can be triggered for a vehicle, one for a person, same thing for line crosses. I have my little box for abandoned object. So I can monitor a lot of space with only one camera because the AI is so good. It will not trigger a false alarm. If a pet or, I don't know, something else, a bird travel my line crossing, it will not trigger an alarm. If it rains, if it snows, and again, when we're talking about notification fatigue, this is a big step forward to be able to, again, receive the right information at the right time. And we went to the biggest security trade show in the world called ISC West in Las Vegas. We were able to interview Milesight and discuss what's coming in their AI department. They have some AI cameras that will do potted plant detection, so being able to really find anything you're looking for. We actually have a bunch of interviews if you guys are interested in the different technology we see nowadays in the security industry. You should go check it out. I think it's 20 more interviews that we have out there. But now, focusing on the best AI security camera, we're jumping next to Rhombus. Here we have the R230 Wi-Fi Dome camera from Rhombus. So this camera is a 5 megapixel with a 2.8x optical zoom, and it is IK10. As you can see, we have a dome camera, turret, bullet, so any form factor camera can be AI, and it can provide the information you need for your installation. So using a dome maybe on the inside to be able to monitor a retail store or different application works perfectly. And now, jumping on the interface, I will show you something that is actually pretty impressive. All right, so as you can see here, now you've seen a lot of these different thumbnails. What I wanted to show you is that you can do yes, people search by person of interest or different person types, but you can actually look by color. And as you can see here, quickly, there was a person with a green bag. So if I just select green on my screen, well, this person will appear. So it's not a matter of it's wearing the green color, it's a matter of having green on you. So it's really accurate in these types of detections. And talking about accuracy, you can even draw a region on your screen, and this will pop up all the action that happened in this small square. So here I drew my square, I click on this thumbnail, and here I can see someone that is looking inside of his trunk. So again, the accuracy from the bag that you can see on a person, the accuracy from here, just targeting a region, being able to find this information. It's super easy to use and super practical. And all this AI that you have on the camera comes in form of licenses. So you're able to put a license in this camera and you will be able to do everything you just saw. So being really accurate in your search to target the right event in the right situation and find the subject you're looking for in a matter of seconds. And guys, now, yes, I mentioned that this was our best top 5 AI cameras, but there's actually more. And when I say more, it's different AI cameras that can do something you would not even believe. So why not watch them right now? If you followed Pipl system for so long, it's probably because we visit so many events, we go to so many meetings to understand better the security industry and what it has to offer. As I mentioned, even AI is different from brand to brand and they offer different unique features. And some of these brands that we've met over the years at different events, for example, is Hanwha. Hanwha have a multi-sensor camera using the Jensen Orin from NVIDIA inside the camera. Think about the possibilities. From what we've heard in the meetings, this means that you can code your own analytics in this camera and be able to detect what you want to detect. A good example is when it was in a city where facial recognition is illegal. Well, what they did is they used the Jensen Orin camera to program a detection based on the people movement because we all move differently. So they were able to actually be able to identify the same person without using their face, but by using the way they walk, the way they move. And this way they were able to kind of navigate through this law. And that's true for this one. We also met with the people from Deep Sentinel. So they offer a camera system using also AI, but on a closed platform. So they will design the VLM, so the video language model, to find what you're looking for, but it's also matched with their live monitoring service. So someone will look through the camera for you when the AI detection is triggered. And not only that, but the camera has some enhancement using paper spray, using smoke, or even strobe light to create a real deterrence factor and make sure that the people doesn't stay on your yard. And yes, we're talking about professional security, but there's also residential security that comes in mind when we're talking about AI. More and more, they're trying to come into that space and give us what we're looking for to protect an area. And that's true with aosu that we met at ISC West. We have a video on our channel about this. But this camera, so it's using a 4K resolution. It is do-it-yourself, so you're able to install it, really easy to do. And this camera has a solar panel, so it's standalone. You can install it, it will charge itself, and the detection it has is actually pretty cool because they made it so the AI is used for residential purposes. So we have, I think, what is called card guard. So it will detect your car and make sure that your car is always in your entrance when you're leaving and when you're coming back. So if something happens to your car, you will be alerted. They also have a fence defense. So if someone jumps over your fence, it will trigger an alarm. So you don't have to set these zones. By default, using this camera, it will set the zone for yourself. So you can clear your hands, you don't have to do anything, it just works. And this is what we're seeing with the advancement of AI. More and more technology comes into this space, and I absolutely love it because competition means we're getting most out of it, so the end users, and they will answer our problem, making our life easy. Guys, I'm Jeremy from Pipl Systems. This was our top 5 AI cameras. You can go on our website if you want to read the more in-depth article of this video. So we talk about each camera, doing a deep dive for you to understand better what you're buying. All right, see you on the next one.